Welcome back to my channel, The Coins World. Today we're diving deep into the fascinating history of the 1965 Liberty Quarter Dollar, a coin that marked a turning point in American numismatic history. This quarter is more than just a piece of change. It's a reflection of a crucial era of transformation, economic decision-making, and hidden treasures that many people still overlook today. The story of the 1965 quarter begins in a period of immense economic pressure. In the early 1960s, the United States was facing a severe shortage of silver. The increasing demand for silver in industrial applications, combined with rising silver prices, put the U.S. Treasury in a difficult position. The traditional composition of quarters, dimes, and half dollars was 90% silver and 10% copper. But by the mid-1960s, the cost of silver was climbing dangerously close to the face value of the coins themselves. This situation led to widespread hoarding. People across the nation began to pull silver coins out of circulation, stashing them away in anticipation of higher silver prices. This caused a shortage of circulating coins, creating further economic strain. To address this issue, the U.S. government had to act fast, and 1965 became the year of a monumental change in American coinage. That year, Congress passed the Coinage Act of 1965. This act removed silver from the production of quarters and dimes and reduced the silver content of half dollars. For the quarter dollar, this meant a complete shift from a 90% silver composition to a clad composition of copper and nickel, layered over a pure copper core. This was a revolutionary moment, as it ended over 170 years of silver being used in U.S. circulating coins. The new copper-nickel-clad quarters began production in 1965, but their design remained the same. The familiar portrait of George Washington on the obverse and the heraldic eagle on the reverse stayed untouched. What changed was the metal inside the coin. At first glance, most people didn't notice the difference, but collectors and dealers were well aware of the significance of this shift. Another major decision by the U.S. Mint was to freeze the use of mint marks. From 1965 to 1967, no mint marks appeared on quarters. This was done intentionally to discourage hoarding by making it impossible to distinguish coins from different mints. The mint wanted to keep coins in circulation rather than in collections or investment holdings. During the transition period, the 1965 Liberty Quarter Dollar was struck in enormous quantities. More than 1.8 billion pieces were minted, making it one of the largest mintages in U.S. history at the time. This massive production was necessary to replenish the coin supply that had been depleted due to hoarding of silver coins. Despite this huge number, the 1965 quarter holds a special place in collectors' hearts because of the historical significance and the existence of rare transitional errors. Its availability combined with the chance of discovering a rare silver transitional error makes it both accessible and exciting. Coin roll hunters often check old rolls and jars in hopes of stumbling upon that valuable mistake. Beyond its numismatic value, this coin carries emotional weight for many Americans who lived through the 1960s. It's a physical reminder of the economic debates and changes that affected daily life. Holding a 1965 quarter is like holding a small piece of history in your hand. The economic decisions that led to this coin's creation also paved the way for future innovations. After the success of clad quarters, other denominations adopted similar compositions, ensuring a stable and affordable coinage system for the nation. It was a practical solution that balanced economic necessity with the need for continuity. Collectors and historians alike view the 1965 quarter as the beginning of modern U.S. coinage. While earlier quarters were crafted with precious metal, the 1965 issue was designed for a new world where industrial demand and practicality outweighed tradition. This marked the start of a new chapter in the story of American money. The coin also played a role in international markets. As silver was withdrawn from circulation, global silver prices continued to fluctuate, and other countries observed America's approach to coinage reform closely. Many nations eventually followed suit, moving away from precious metals in their circulating coins. For decades, these quarters circulated heavily, and most examples today show significant wear. Yet among these billions, a few pristine, uncirculated, or error examples can be worth far more than their face value. Collectors treasure these as evidence of a historic turning point. Numismatists study the 1965 quarter not just for its errors and varieties but also for what it represents, socially and economically. It's a coin that tells a story of adaptation, resourcefulness, and national change during a challenging era. When you examine a 1965 Liberty quarter dollar closely, you're looking at more than copper and nickel. You're seeing the result of careful planning by the U.S. Mint, a government response to economic pressures, and a nation adjusting to new realities. Many collectors continue to hunt for silver transitional errors using scales and careful inspection. These discoveries keep the thrill of coin collecting alive, as people realize that valuable treasures may still be hiding in their pocket change. Today, the 1965 quarter remains an essential piece of any serious U.S. coin collection. It's both common and extraordinary, depending on which version you find. Its story continues to fascinate collectors, historians, and everyday people alike. Decades after its release, this coin has proven that even the most ordinary-looking quarter can hold incredible historical and monetary value. For some, it's a gateway to the world of numismatics. We are going back in time to explore the incredible history of the 1941 Liberty Wheat Penny. This coin is more than just a small copper piece. It is a window into the world of the early 1940s, carrying stories of economic resilience, wartime change, and numismatic intrigue. By the end of this video, you'll see why this coin holds a special place in the hearts of collectors and historians alike. The year 1941 was a crucial period in world history. The United States had not yet entered World War II, but the winds of conflict were already blowing across Europe and Asia. While the U.S. was focused on recovery from the Great Depression, it was also preparing for the possibility of entering the global conflict. Against this tense backdrop, the U.S. Mint continued its steady production of the beloved Lincoln Wheat Penny. The Lincoln Wheat Penny had been introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Its obverse features Victor David Brenner's famous portrait of Lincoln, which was the first time a real person appeared on a circulating U.S. coin. The reverse, with its two wheat stalks flanking the words 1 cent, became an iconic symbol of American coinage for half a century. By 1941, this design was already deeply familiar to the public. In 1941, the penny was struck in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Each mint produced millions of coins to meet the country's demand for currency. The Philadelphia Mint, which did not use a mint mark, struck the largest number. Denver coins carried a small d below the date, while San Francisco coins bore an S. Together, these 3 mints produced more than 1.1 billion pennies in that single year, an enormous figure that reflected a growing and active economy. The composition of the 1941 wheat penny was 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. This alloy gave the coin its characteristic reddish-brown tone when freshly minted, which over time oxidizes to a deeper brown. This traditional composition had been in use since 1909, but major changes were just around the corner with the onset of wartime metal shortages. The high mintage of the 1941 penny might make it seem common at first glance, but its historical context elevates its significance. This was the last full year before the United States entered World War II, making it the final penny of the pre-war era. It represents a moment of calm before the storm, a piece of everyday life that circulated through pockets, shops, and banks during a pivotal year in world history. One fascinating aspect of 1941 pennies is their role in wartime preparations. The U.S. Mint ramped up coin production in anticipation of increased economic activity, especially in defense industries. As factories expanded and workers filled new jobs, the demand for coins in everyday transactions grew rapidly. The 1941 penny became a quiet participant in this economic mobilization. The sheer number of coins produced also means, because copper reacts quickly with the environment, many coins toned to brown or were worn down through circulation, making pristine pieces more valuable. Proof versions of the 1941 penny were also struck at the Philadelphia Mint. These coins were specially made for collectors using polished dies and plankets, giving them a mirror-like finish. Only a small number of proof sets were produced in those years, making original 1941 proof pennies prized collector's items. Today, another remarkable element is how these coins became part of personal histories. Many people saved 1941 pennies in jars, albums, or keepsake boxes as reminders of their youth or significant life events. For families that lived through the war years, these coins often carry emotional weight beyond their monetary value. When America entered World War II after the attack on Pearl Harbor in December 1941, the entire economy shifted. The 1941 penny thus stands as the last cent produced during peacetime. Before the nation mobilized for total war, its circulation spanned both eras, making it a silent witness to monumental change. Collectors often refer to 1941 pennies as gateway coins because they are affordable, historically rich, and widely available, making them perfect for introducing new collectors to numismatics. They are a tangible link to history that can be found in coin shops, old collections, or even pocket change. The condition of a 1941 penny significantly impacts its value. Circulated coins may only be worth a few cents, but uncirculated or mint state coins, especially with strong red coloration, can be worth several dollars or more. Rare varieties can be worth even more, depending on rarity and demand. Numismatic grading companies often certify high-quality 1941 pennies, giving them numerical grades that help determine market value. A top-grade MS-67 red coin can command a premium among serious collectors who value both quality and history. The beauty of the 1941 penny lies in its dual nature. On one hand, it's a common coin that millions of Americans held in their hands. On the other, it's a numismatic artifact that tells a story of a nation on the brink of transformation. Over 80 years later, these coins continue to circulate in collections and occasionally surface in everyday transactions. Their resilience speaks to the quality of their production and the enduring fascination they inspire. For historians, the 1941 penny offers a glimpse into the economic, cultural, and political atmosphere of pre-war America. For collectors, it offers a rewarding hunt for varieties, conditions, and special finds. And for everyday people, it remains a nostalgic link to the past, even in today's world of digital transactions. Holding a 1941 wheat penny is like stepping back in time. You can imagine the lives it passed through, the hands that held it, and the stories it witnessed during a pivotal year in history.